this is Ostuni. Welcome back to another episode of Warframe, What's My Loadout? So, if you take a close look here, you can actually see that we're reaching the end of the road. Or you would think that, because, I mean, the little scroll bar is down there, and the only loadout spot, like, at the bottom is other, and it's not even related to a Warframe. Well, I want to let you guys know that, I will have more than just these loadouts. I have some loadouts that I actually just remember from right up here in the old noggin. So I do have more layout. Shut up, Orders! I'm trying to talk to the people!
I will attempt to bypass default.
Yeah, get out of here, Orders. Nobody likes you. I'm just kidding. You're pretty awesome. But, so yeah, we're going to go through all of these, and then I'll be going through some loadouts that I don't necessarily have slotted, but I do actually remember right off the top of my head. So there's more to come, and plus, like I said, with every day this week and next week, leading up to Tuesday, September 29th, Hydroid Prime is coming, and I intend to do a full-on video of that because Hydroid's my main, and I can't wait to play as Prime. But back to this episode today, we have my Oberon layout. So, yeah, pretty much, it's a pretty standard affair as far as what you would kind of expect to put on Oberon. Maybe not all of his Prime Access specific stuff, but there's a reason for just about everything, and it pretty much has to do with what my standard Oberon layout was. So, first and foremost, let's actually get on with the fashion frame part of this.
A new alert has begun.
See,
it will
as
be
you can,
on navigation.
Space Mom, I'm trying to talk to the people. Stop embarrassing me. But for fashion frame, basically what I have going on right here is let's see, what was I going to mention? Yeah, his I have my secondary colors for him. I usually go with other colors, but this is my secondary layout. It just looks better on him overall, I think. So we got the dark cyan kind of color. We got the dark magenta accent here, and then we have the metallic parts colored silver, and we have one of the majority colors as black, because black looks good on everything, says every goth everywhere. Hooray! So, let me go ahead and show you guys what attachments I have on. I decided to actually keep Oberon's actual prime armor for his shoulders on there, and for those of you who don't know, yes, these shoulders are actual armor pieces, but you can't use it for other Warframes, just for Oberon Prime. Cool thing too is if you want to switch over to his original skin, or his immortal skin, or I believe even his deluxe skin, you can still keep those pieces of armor on his shoulders, so that's pretty cool. But for the chest and greaves, they are the Targus Prime attachments, and in case you guys are wondering how to get the Targus Prime set right now, there is a way. Just wait for a Prime Access, or not Prime Access, but a Prime Unvaulting pack that includes mag, because that pretty much means that this will come with it. And I would say this is probably one of the most universally nice looking armor sets that I've seen come out of a Prime Access, although I'm not quite sure. Maybe the Hydroid Prime armor stuff will look really good. But yeah, coolest set, fucking love it, goes good on everything, all that shit. But I'm going to go with the Cyandana now. The Cyandana is the Dex Nuchali Cyandana. You can butcher me in the comments for my mispronunciation of that. But in case you guys want to know how to get that, just actually be online whenever the Warframe anniversary starts up. So I believe last time I checked it was around April. You can double check that on the Wikia if you want, but it's right around those days. You also get a bunch of other equipment as well. So I'm going to go with my layout. This is one of the rare situations in which two of my layouts actually have similar weapons, because with the Excalibur I have the Dex Cyberus, with Oberon I have Cyberus Prime. So the way I've modded up Cyberus Prime
Covered in blood. Safe and sound.
is I have Point Strike to get to a pretty solid 75% crit chance. I have all, let's see, actually I have 3 out of 4 of my status mods. That gets me to 89.8%, which I do actually intend to get all 4 on there, but there's a big old elephant in the room right here that's kind of causing me to not be able to do it. So that's kind of why I'm shying away from that right now. But just to let you know, more than likely you're going to get like either high 90s or at 100% status chance if you put all 4 mods on there. So that is good for that. Got Fanged Fusillade for the more prominent slash damage. I know that slash damage was only like a couple more points above impact and puncture, but I thought I'd go ahead and at least increase one actual damage type. And then of course you get your Serration and your Split Chamber. So that's it for Cyberus Prime. Euphona Prime, I want to explain why I actually chose this for Oberon, is because there was a shotgun style pistol also called the Faria Prime, or not Faria Prime, but the Faria, I think, is the name of it. Actually, I bet I can find it. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. It should be here. Yeah. Oh, the Piranha. The Piranha. I had the Piranha actually for the longest time with Oberon, with the original Oberon layout that I had, and I decided that this would actually be a good replacement, and in fact it is, because it actually has 2 modes of fire, a single shot and then a buckshot. So you can actually build for 2 different ways with this particular thing, and it actually works in both ways, surprisingly. Now, here's what I mean. You got your standard mods, and this is something that's actually just so cool about this. This is me just potatoing it. This is no forma. You can get all 3 of the major mods on for your secondary, your Hornet Strike, your Barrel Diffusion, and your Lethal Torrent, and then you can put shit on there too, which is just so good. But in addition to that, I have Prime Pistol Gambit, not quite maxed out, but as you can see, I get to a solid 75.9% critical chance with the single shot. Then I put concussive rounds on there because, let's see, I believe it was, yes, impact is actually the most prominent damage type present on the weapon, so I decided to go ahead and increase that. And with 2 of the dual status mods, I actually have a 95.1% chance with the buckshot. So that is pretty good. I may actually try and replace Ice Storm. The only reason I have Ice Storm on here right now is because it actually gives me that extra 2 in the magazine. You know what? Let's go ahead and be a little bit adventurous. Let's see, 3, and that gets us to 99.4. I think that's gonna have to just be as close as we get it. I don't want to sacrifice that those concussive rounds, to be honest. So the last thing that we got is Galatine Prime, and the reason that I have Galatine Prime for Oberon is once again because my original Oberon loadout had something very similar, and it was actually War. So I thought the next upgrade to that, or the most logical thing, him being a Prime, would be to give him the Galatine Prime. Now, the Galatine Prime is actually a pretty good little weapon too, for a couple of different things. You can actually put a Berserker build on here, and you can actually get to a somewhat decent status chance also. So let me show you what I got here. I've got Voltaic Strike, Volcanic Edge, Vicious Frost, and Virulent Scourge, all 3 of the dual element mods here, and that gets me to about 68%. Not bad, not bad. But you can get, what I did was I put primed pressure point here. I put Berserker on there to take advantage of that 20% innate critical chance. Definitely more than enough to proc Berserker, enough to actually get some use out of it. Buzzkill to get the highest damage of slash, actually, even higher up. And then I actually have Weeping Wounds. I don't have enough room for a body counter without really messing something up, in my opinion. So this should actually get me to the high, I want to say about the high 90s or so as far as status chance goes. So that ought to be pretty good for that. And also the quintessential thing of the of any great weapon, any massive bladed weapon, whether it be an axe or a blade, Tempo Royale. The only stance you'll ever really want slash need. If you guys haven't ever tried Tempo Royale on a Galatine or something like that, new players, it is definitely worth it. It is the best stance in the game. People are not exaggerating about this. So, and the other cool thing is this is another weapon that you do not have to forma at all to get all this on there. And here's the thing. I actually have 11 capacity left. I could put on, like, even more expensive shit. I could probably put on a Riven mod and not even really have to worry about the capacity, which is just insane. It's just so cool. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Is that the same thing with Cyberus? Yeah, I'm actually going to have to form a Cyberus, so that's the only thing I actually have as far as Cyberus. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I went over Oberon Prime. I'll go over him real quick. Pretty simple stuff. Actually, I have growing power since I noticed that a decent number of my weapons actually can proc status effects, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for this and see how good it really does. And in case you guys don't know what that is, whenever you apply a status effect with weapons, you increase your ability strength by 25% for 6 seconds. I do not think that stacks, so there's that. But I also have Intensify, Continuity, and which apparently we may actually be getting Prime Continuity here pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that if that's true. Got Redirection, Vitality, Primed Flow, Primed Vigor. God. Oh, that was such pain to max out. Streamline and Stretch, especially for Hollowed Ground, because I love Hollowed Ground, especially with Oberon Prime. So we are going to take it into my favorite new testing ground. Let's see, actually, is that alert going on for... Uh-oh. Ah, fuck it. Alright. I didn't have that helmet, so I was thinking about getting it. But we're going to go to Oxo Moko, which is turning into probably my favorite place to go to really test these builds for you guys, because there will be points in which we actually get a lot of enemies in one room. There will be points in which there are just a couple of enemies in one room where I can actually show off something very specific. Overall, pretty nice place. I kind of like it. Alright, so let's get on into it. Actually, from yesterday, I'm actually getting a lot of responses from what everyone's favorite energy-based weapons are. And I'm actually seeing the Opticore, the BFG, mentioned a lot. And it's actually, coincidentally, one weapon that I do not have in this game. So I may actually build it and try it out to see what all the hype is about. But then again, I mean, like, it's a gigantic laser, so I'm sure it will not disappoint in the slightest. And especially since it's Warframe, it's gonna be just something that kills. So let's go ahead and get some work in with the Cyberus Prime. Let's see if we can find somebody. What? God. That Cyberus Prime sound effect whenever you actually... Ooh. It's so good! Give it!
Should have known better than to walk into an Oregon tower unprepared.
That's right.
Let's clean up their mess.
Whoop. Yeah. Eat a fat sack of penis. Yeah. Alright. So, yeah. I was gonna say, Cyberus Prime is pretty much like... It is the burst fire rifle amongst burst fire rifles. If you don't have a Cyberus by now, and if that isn't one of your best weapons, there's probably something wrong with you. Ooh, Argon crystals! Fuck yeah! Dude, Argon crystals are always good. I wish I had something right now that I had to build with Argon crystals, but I'm sure I can probably find something. I'm gonna make some use out of that whenever I get out of here. Yeah, I said I'm gonna use the Cyberus, then I wind up using the freaking Galatine Prime. Alright. Alright, so I think you guys pretty much know what to expect, pretty much, as far as, like, damage and reliability from just a straight-up burst rifle. Well, let's take a look at the Euphona Prime. Woo! Bitch. 30... Jesus Christ. This thing is... That's right. This thing is the tits.
That was a close one.
Alright. That's just the single shot. Let's take a look at the buckshot. God, and I love the reload animation. I swear, like, I don't know how we do it because of the reload animation, but if we could somehow get a dual Euphona Prime, oh my god, I would be set for life. Like, I don't know, like, the Static Orb may have some competition as my favorite secondary. Well, maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. And you know what? Actually, I'll go ahead and mention it right now. I do have a good question of the day for you guys. Because we see it a pretty good bit. Is that in addition to prime weapons getting certain weapons new life and everything like that in the form of a prime, we also have other other subtypes of weapons that lore-wise make more sense, and still give older weapons new life and basically act as an upgraded version of the original. Like, for instance, the Wraith versions of weapons, the Vandal versions of weapons, and let's see, there's another one. Oh, Prisma as well. I'm sure I'm missing another one, but I can't really remember right off the top of my head. But my question of the day for you guys is, what's a weapon that goes outside of probably the Tenno arsenal that's more along the lines of like a Corpus or Grineer related weapon that you guys would like to see become a Wraith, Vandal, or Prisma version? Personally, me, I actually wouldn't mind getting a Staticore Vandal, and I'll tell you why. Like, they wouldn't have to change anything about it except for one thing. Just change the projectile speed. Just put that up there, and I would be happy with that. As far as Grineer goes, I think there's one big, gigantic elephant in the room of a weapon that could really use a Wraith version. That is the Jat Katag. If only for the reason to get people to remember, like, oh yeah, the Jet Katag exists! Alright, so let's get into some Galatine Prime action real quick. Alright, so we already procced Berserker once. Oh gosh, I love this stance. Like, I can honestly say, I got it whenever, I got this mod whenever it was really high value for plat. But I do have to admit that no matter how I got it, I have to say it is worth it no matter how you wind up getting it. It is just a fun stance, especially whenever you start swinging that blade around really fast. It's got slam parts of attacks. It's got chances to hit enemies multiple times. Overall fun, effective, just great. If you guys don't have Temple Royale, the second it comes out of Barrow Katir's wares from one of his visits, make the investment to get it. I don't care if, like, you have no ducats or anything, it is worth it if you don't already have it to go ahead and like grind just to get that. Ooh, that's kind of different. All right, so let's go ahead and get some powers mixed into this thing now. So we still got a pretty good amount of enemies left. Okay, so we got... All right. Yeah! Feel my grassy power! I guess grass kills. Let's see. I think you can actually do multiple patches like that. Jesus! It just doesn't stop! So much foliage! Oh god! It's so beautiful! Oh my gosh! I wonder how many you can do, like, at one time, and I wonder if you overlap them, if you get more damage. Like, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I really like that ability. I didn't like it before. I didn't care to even put it down. But I think because of the actual, like, visual cue that's on it, I think I like it a whole lot better. I think it is stacking. Holy crap. God, get off me. There we go. Come on. Alright, let's... Come on. Time to slay him! Hold on, wait. Wait. Dang it. I don't have enough energy. You know what? Let's fix that problem permanently. Alright. Gotta love the, gotta love the damaging of those freaking lasers. And for those of you who are wondering, this is actually the Xeneric school that I'm in. And I believe it's the Umbral Lance skill that you can actually get on that focus tree that actually causes those lasers to appear. And they do some damage, and they actually keep going a few seconds after the ability wears off. Yeah. Dang, my mic's just in the way of some stuff I was checking. So that's kind of why I had my neck kind of like, how I do this. Yeah. Fucking die. Okay, fine. Really? So my power wasn't good enough to do that, but just a straight up blade. Oh yeah, that's definitely good. That's definitely. You, and how about you? Oh god! God, I love this weapon, especially if you want to make it fast. Like, you can actually fire this thing off pretty pretty quick if you really want to. Now let's go back to the Cyberus Fort. Just cutting through your stupid frickin' barriers. Hate you. You're always ruining my runs with Inaros. Hate you. Uh-oh. Who else? You? What about you? Alright. And there we go. Alright. Alright, come on. Jesus, just fine. I hate when melee weapons just won't hit shit in the air, and clearly, like, you're swinging the blade, and, like, logically it would hit them, but for some reason it just doesn't get them. Aerial hitboxes are weird for melee things, and we need to put a stop to it. You need to put a stop to it. You need to say, you gotta be a man, you can't let slide. I'm a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I'm a real American, fight for your life. Oh, I can scan you. Scan him! Oh, no, that's Eximus.
The ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Jesus, that... Oh, that buckshot. Oh, shit. This is not how I wanted things to go. You have to believe me. Well, I don't have any active powers on, so I guess that's okay. I'm actually kind of surprised how low Oberon Prime's shields are. I thought they would have been higher. That's fine, though. I mean, like... I kind of got myself killed just by kind of standing in one place a couple of times and actually trying to aim. So that's my doing. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my little look at my layout for Oberon Prime. If you guys have any suggestions for a certain build for Oberon, the Cyberus Prime, the Euphona Prime, or the Galatine Prime, suggest them to me. I will eventually do revisits of some of my layouts if I actually get enough feedback or if something drastically changes about any of the weapons or the warframes that I cover. And question of the day, once again, you can answer this in the comment. What's a weapon that's from the Grineer or Corpus arsenal that you guys would like to see become a Vandal or Wraith variant? Once again, my Corpus pick for Vandal would be the Staticor. I know it has been out for a while, but for me, all you would really have to do is probably just put more flight speed on the actual projectiles so that they're closer. Maybe not like right at the speed of like regular projectiles, because I can see like it being a little bit OP if it was just full-on projectile speed, but maybe just a little bit faster, and maybe like just a smidge more status chance, maybe. And as far as a Grineer weapon, I would have to throw in my vote for, and I don't know exactly what they would change, but this is my vote because it's one of my favorite Grineer weapons around, is the... Actually, I have two. Jet Katag, because it's one of my favorite weapons, and two, I think actually the Harpak would be a pretty cool weapon, the Harpoon Gun, because it's a really cool weapon in concept, but I think, like, if it just had maybe, like, a little bit of a buff or something, or had, like I said, a Wraith version, maybe people would try it out and see, like, oh, this is actually kind of cool how it works. So, leave your comments about that below. This is Ostuni signing off. Grrr!